Call the case of People State of Michigan versus Peter Heenan.
Nicole, you on behalf of the people.
Right here. Nope. Other side. There you go. Short counsel. And the record should reflect, just to briefly set it out, that while we were waiting for the courtroom change, I had a bench conference with counsel, and given those discussions, Mr. Heenan was, prior to calling his case, sent over to Community Corrections to obtain a scram tether and also to take a full panel drug test. Went over, did that, came back a 0.10 on a PBT, could not have the scram tether put on because of that. And also came back in terms of his drug testing with a possible dilution in terms of the creatinine level. Came back positive for benzos, and came back for positives on benzos. Mr. Heenan, let me ask you this. You blew a 1-0. When did you stop drinking? When's the last time you had a drink?
So about 4, I woke up and my hands were shaking. So I drank some high noon. And then at
How much high noon did you have?
just enough till my hands stopped shaking.
Okay, what's that? Tell me what that means.
Like for me, it's like 4 to 6. And then at 7 this morning, when the liquor stores open, I had a DoorDash delivery of more high noon. And I drank again until my hands stopped shaking.
And how much did you have that time?
Your Honor, honestly, I just kept drinking until my hands stopped shaking. It was a 4-pack.
Okay, it was a 4-pack?
High noon comes in 4-pack.
Right. And so did you drink them all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And how long did that take you?
I chugged.
Okay, so that DoorDash delivery at 7, that was the last you had?
Yes, and my hands were shaking, so I've got a bunch of empties, and this is how desperate I was. I would pick up all the empties on my table and see if there were sips. And there was one that was like that full, and I chugged that as well.
Do you think you're in trouble? I mean, just not with the court. I'm not talking about with the court, but just with you and your sobriety.
I do. I have 16 years of sobriety. So I know I can do it. I'm just having a hard time right now with this divorce and losing the kids. And just life is hard right now. I had to resign my job I loved. It's just been a rough.
Okay, so right now you're also not working.
I had to resign to go to treatment.
I'm just going to let you know that you're going to be staying at the Washington County Jail. Temporarily revoke your bond. Okay. Now, I'm not doing that necessarily as a punishment, but I have no way to release you and keep the community nor you safe. At this time, the bond is revoked. We'll reset it tomorrow. Thank you. Case People versus Peter Heenan.
Prosecuting attorney, on behalf of people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jackie Moss on behalf of Mr. Heenan, who is approaching.
All right. How are you doing, Mr. Heenan?
Doing okay, Your Honor.
Okay. Where are we on this? Did we get any update on Bear River?
Your Honor, in regards to, pardon me, in regards to Bear River, yes, the update is Bear River can have Mr. Mr. Heenan admitted within 24 to 48 hours. However, they would require the referral from CMH. That was not able to take place yesterday because CMH said they required an order from Your Honor before.
For CMH to
Where
evaluate him.
yes.
Here's what I'm gonna do. And you're not gonna like it, Mr. Heenan, but I'm making the call. You're not going anywhere. I'll sign the order. He'll get assessed on Friday. And we're gonna get you out to Bear River and start this process. Mr. Heenan, how'd you get here yesterday?
I drove. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm letting you know that that factors into my decision because, Mr. Heenan, by the time we got to you and you didn't drink while you were here, you were a .10. By the time we got you over to community corrections and you had already been here a while. It's that behavior that, and again, I'm not saying that you're a bad person, but your inability to make a proper judgment on that, that leads me to the conclusion that I have to keep you right where you are, get an order, get CMH to talk to you, and get you into treatment. Court does call the case, People versus Peter Heenan. Bless you, whoever that was.
Jessica Williams.
And may it please this honorable court, Michael Nichols on behalf of Mr. Heenan. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, quite a few things going on.
Yes. Mr. Heenan, how are you, sir? State your name. All right. Okay, where are we now on this?
Your Honor, I picked him up at U of M about 2:15
Today?
today.
Okay.
I took him to his apartment so he could pack a bag. Had my eyes on him the whole time.
Yes, sir.
He is on 2 medications right now for seizure concerns because he's detoxing. Obviously, he's prepared to acknowledge that he consumed alcohol. He had been on the phone with Bear River, off the record on Tuesday. We talked about that.
Yes.
And if you recall, there's an order in your file from July 3rd where you ordered CMH to do an assessment.
Yes.
It was the issue of Mr. Heenan being private pay. And what happened was he never was assessed by Washington County CMH.
Oh.
He ended up going to Liberty House in Livingston County for just, I think, a couple, was it 14 days, Peter?
It was 24 days.
24 days.
Too short.
So same problem still exists with Bear River. We were on the phone with them from about the time I picked him up at the hospital to his apartment at in Arborstone Road. It would be about 10 to 14 days before they could get him into his bed and he'd have to private pay. Sanford House, which is a facility in Grand Rapids where I've had clients go before, they do dual diagnosis. They would do a 90-day treatment. They'll accept his Blue Cross. They've got a bed available. We also checked with Liberty House again. They've also got a bed available. They also have dual diagnosis. We talked off the record about that as a concern. I would offer that we go into whichever one is closest and most available. And if there's any delay for whatever reason, I don't think there will be. He's got the companion service that I mentioned off the record. This is the agency. I've never done this before, never heard of it, but apparently they bring a 24-hour support person into your home to make sure you stay sober, don't engage in maladaptive behavior, and get you to where you need to be until that bed is available. It's the same thing, if not better, than the jail alternative, which has the big benefit of sobriety, but that's the only benefit. Offering. He's still wearing the scram, bracelet. And he at least, got himself to the ER on was it Monday morning, Peter? Monday morning, and started detoxing. So that's where I'm at this moment.
So there are beds available for him now.
At two facilities, Sanford House and the House. And I listened myself to the phone calls.
Is there anything from the people on this at all?
I'm obviously just concerned based on obviously he was in custody, he was released on a scram. He had been testing positive for benzos and alcohol. Originally, he had missed tests and that's why he was in custody. And then he got released, and I think the drug testing fell off for some reason because then he was released on a scram. So now, he was withdrawn from Presalam. He was also positive, obviously for benzos prior. So I'm just concerned, I would like the drug testing aspect to come back on if he is, but he needs to be an inpatient if he's going to be in the community. I don't know if he's driving or what's going on, but obviously if he cannot stay away, be clean, and he's on the roads or whatever, that's a huge concern. He's had a lot of, he's been violating and he's had a lot of chances, to be honest. So I don't know. And I get it, but his case has been going on since June, and I'm just, to move this case along, I realize he needs help, but at the same time, we have a pending case of a victim here, that, would like to see the case move forward.
Right. And I realized that you were not part of what we had on Tuesday. And so I would just say this. This gentleman has a lot that's sort of happening life-wise, including, and I'll just say this, some of the things that are happening are, and I'm going to put it in my simple way, but I'll say it's really a result of the grieving process of the breakup of a family. And for him, that's been a huge piece of it. My understanding is from my notes that I had, I think he said 16, 17 years sobriety. And then it just, he's not, if I thought he was playing a game, and you know how I am, then I don't have a problem putting him in. I don't think he's playing a game. I think he may be in some ways unwittingly playing sort of a Russian roulette with his life. But I don't think he can help it. I really don't. He was in, and I understand this, Blanche, when you talk about danger to the community, but I also realized this was a gentleman who was at such desperate points that at some point he could have gone out and drove when he was having these sort of this other relapse. He could have, he didn't. It's like he knew enough not to do that, but he had then the alcohol brought to him. And so it's sort of strange because the danger wasn't really to the public. I mean, it's almost like he was conscious enough of that. The part he wasn't conscious of was the danger that he was posing to himself. And I knew that when we were here, or supposed to be here the last time, and Mr. Heenan wasn't here, and I was getting the report, my great fear initially was we were going to find the worst. I'll be honest with you. That's what I thought. And counsel showed up And I think counsel was worried. And when counsel said that I gave some time on the warrant rather than issue it right away, and counsel said he was going to go out and he was going to go himself. Extraordinary, in my view. Watched a lot of lawyers practice, do their craft, but that was extraordinary. By the time he got here on Tuesday or whatever day we were here, he knew where you were. He knew what they were saying about what they were going to do with you and things like that, and was trying to game plan what to do. Extraordinary. So I get all of that. I don't. We got to get him into. Just got to keep getting him to treatment. Trying. Shane, is there anything you want to say before I? Pardon?
Very sorry for letting you down. I agree.
Shane, and I appreciate you saying that. Not necessary. This job, I tell you, is a weird job. Because the happiest thing I was when I got off the bench and I was walking back and then gonna come back out. Greatest thing in the world was that I saw you. Because I didn't know. I mean, I knew counsel. I knew he was trying to do things. He's communicating with the office. But I didn't know. So there's not an apology needed. You have to just realize, sir, you're not alone. You're just not alone. And I know at times it seems that way, right? Especially in your circumstance where you don't have your family. And we had talked about that in our conversation. And I don't entirely get it, but I get part of it. But you just have to know that you're not alone in this whole thing. It's a rough journey, right? Okay. And appreciate that you're worth it. Okay? I don't think all of us would be here if you weren't worth it. As a human being and as a person, you're worth the effort. Okay? And always keep that in mind. Life can look so dark sometimes, but really, if you think about it, on balance, life is grand. Right?
I know it was 16 years.
Yeah. And now we just got to find a way to get you back there. Right? So let's walk it. Let's do it. Sometimes I do stuff and I say stuff and I'm not sure why. But sometimes my gut just tells me something. I want you in the place in Grand Rapids. The one out west. I understand council said someplace, but I don't know what's telling me that. But if that's where we can get you at, I'm just that choice, I'm just going to go with my gut on.
It's 100%.
How can we get you there? How are we going to make that work? Now they said that there was a bed. So how are we going to get all that set up?
I would have to give them a call to indicate. Obviously, I'm not going to drive.
Right.
My oldest lives in Grand Rapids.
Pardon?
My oldest lives in Grand Rapids. I can't make an excuse to go with that. And you know what? You don't know me, Your Honor, and neither does Ms. Blanche. My plan today was to be at Comerica Park watching Terry Google pitch. And I thought about it. I said, how many times do you get to see that? But how many times do you get to try to save a life?
That's it.
And that's what we're doing. Right?
Okay, so here's what I want. I'm not gonna lock you up. I don't want to do it. I'm not gonna. You're to get enrolled, get yourself in a bed, and I want you there by tomorrow. Got it? And I trust counsel will report to both prosecutor's office and myself.
In the same fashion.
Yeah, just to give us a status of where he is and things, and when he's on his way there, and if he's in, he's in. Okay.
And then, sober living after.
Absolutely.
Mr. Rosso said transitional.
Yeah, some type of, once that program's done, it's, and what we talked about. So basically you have to, the community that was supporting you before was ripped out from you. For good or for bad, I'm not here to say what the reasons are. It just was. And so you're wandering alone. Right? And so you have to sort of recreate a community for you and a community that will support you. One of the things that, I also said is, and I can bet you think you're the only one going through this, right? You think that you're and when you begin to think that, the world looks like a really lonely place, right? So we got to do this part. I mean, the idea would be to do this part. Then when you come out, get into some kind of transitional housing, be around people that are having the same struggle as you are, that can appreciate when you say something, they can appreciate it because they've probably been through it, and maybe stop it from occurring with you or stop that thought process from going. So that would be sort of the long-term plan of that. What do you think about that?
I completely agree. My biggest issue is I don't like to inconvenience people. And I need to get over that with sponsors and reaching out, fellowship. But I know I need it.
Do you think we're inconveniencing us right now? Do you think you are? No, you answer. Do you think you are? You're not. It's what we do, first of all. All right. And and that's the big piece that you have to get over. You're worth it. If I have to do something for whatever I see worth in, then it's not an inconvenience. And if that's the case, you can't be an inconvenience, and you can't be inconveniencing us. You got it? So one thing that you learn about me, Mr. Heenan, and anybody will tell you this, if I give you my word, I'm going to walk that walk with you, do what I can. Some things I can't do, but if I say I'm going to do that, I'm going to do it. If nothing else, I'm a man of my word. So fair enough? So when you get in that mindset, particularly regarding this court, that somehow or another you're inconveniencing us or doing whatever, just almost have the trigger be for you in your head, you're worth it. Have my ugly face, as I've been told today it is. Thank you, Miss Hughes. Remember my face telling you you're worth it. Got it? You're welcome. Thank you for being you. Thank you for showing up here. Thank you for being alive today. Because every day, Mr. Heenan, I wake up and I just hope that I get to see a miracle. Sometimes you don't even know a miracle when you see it. But what you've been on for the past couple weeks, the very fact that you walked through those doors, that's my miracle for today. Okay, so what I'm gonna do for a future date, I want him in by tomorrow. I'll just put it out 1 week, not expecting that we're gonna be able to do anything, but we'll at least have a date that's a check-in. Council, you can appear via Zoom if everything's all set. Anything else? So I'll just set. Do I have a warrant out on him? Okay, I don't think so. So I'll set this for the 19th, 2024. I'll set it at 9, but see that I'll have his bond continue in this matter, and I will indicate defendant. It's Sanford House, right?
Sanford House.
Yeah.
Sanford Behavioral Health.
Yeah, okay. I'll get it done. All right. And we'll look for the updates. Okay, you're welcome.
That final exchange completely changes the emotional weight of this courtroom hearing. Earlier, Hunan was facing bond revocation and the possibility of being locked up. Now the judge is talking about hope, recovery, and simply being alive to see another day. It's a powerful reminder that courtroom justice isn't always about delivering the harshest sentence possible. Sometimes the most consequential decision is giving someone one more structured opportunity to turn their life around.